And we are live. Woo. Welcome back to the 3-Star Review. I'm the host, Chazzy. I'm joined by my co-host, Chinoe.
Trev.
And we got our special guest tonight.
On.
His name is Lance. Trev, you want to drop us in with some current events?
Well, unfortunately, like last week, not a whole lot that was going on.
Do I have any current events?
Well, President met up with Putin.
Yeah, there's that.
That was lit.
The flyover by
The flyover.
That was lit, bro.
Yeah, see, I didn't even need to say it.
That was lit. Yeah, you didn't even need to say
That was a power move.
Lit. It was a huge power move. That was a big dick move.
I like how he looks up in the sky and he kind of like
He smiled there.
And then he
was
smiled.
up there. And then you had Trump like, come on, bro. It's
Yeah.
okay.
he's like, oh, that, don't worry about that, like
It's alright, bro.
secret stealth plane that nobody knows about.
Yeah, I don't see it like that.
You don't think it was a power move?
Well, I don't know. I don't think it mattered that it was a power move. I don't think Putin was intimidated.
Huh.
I mean, this is a guy who went through multiple presidencies.
I think he definitely was intimidated.
See, I think what people forget about like Russia and China, they know how to suffer. Like in the '90s,
That's true,
they were
yeah.
messed up. Like
I
the
mean,
Russians' economy is fragile as hell.
And they're both honestly, both of them are countries that have undergone, like, honestly, the most recent forms of revolution.
Yeah.
Like the Bolsheviks revolution in fucking Russia, like that's when the Chinese liberation, like that's fucking nuts.
Dude, if you know anything about Russian history, they just murdered the crap out of each other.
Yeah.
They know
Yeah.
suffering.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the Chinese do too.
Well, it has to do with czars. Pre-1900s.
Yeah.
Like 1800s, it was all about the czars, and then the early 1900s they chose. I only know this because I went for like a year to college at UT, University of Texas. And between two classes, I had like 2.5 hours, so I just wandered into a Russian history class just to listen. And I remember him, the teacher, he was really good. That's why I stayed there. Ended up giving me credit for the class, which was kind of cool because he was excited that somebody.
Walked in high as
Yeah,
fuck.
no.
Next year, leave out with a fucking college credit. Like, yo, dude, I know about fucking Russia. Let me tell you about the czars.
What happened was that he gave out an exam after like a month.
Yeah.
Okay, then I showed up the next day, and the teacher was like, "You
Appreciate the likes
students
on the
are
chat.
worthless because the one person that scored the highest on the test is not even in my class."
Yeah.
They have some
And
more.
so I had the highest grade that he had to make the curve off my grade.
See, I love good history teachers. Because that's why,
That's
like,
why I was there, and that's why I learned
Because
it.
I went to college for a few years, too, and I always loved all my history classes. Like, I took them first because they were like, I had to.
Russians.
And,
Yeah,
dude,
the Russians.
like, when they know their shit, and then they're, like, into it, it's good, because I like writing scripts, making stuff. But, so I'm really into stories. And that's kind of what history is.
Wait,
It's
what's
crazy.
Russia's economic system?
It's oil.
Well, I know that, but like,
That's it.
well, I mean, but like we don't operate we have to operate under a capitalist system. Does
Well,
Russia do
yeah,
something
they-
similar?
Well, it's kind of like China.
They are.
What is
Yeah.
it?
It's
It's
a
communist
They're
capitalism.
yeah, but like just like China, they
I
they
know the
were
Russians.
they
It's
were.
more of a
Heavy
oligarchy.
government regulation of the capitalist
But I
system.
do- But I do think that Russia has possibly less control of their gains than China, because China will make a billionaire disappear.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen in Russia. So, like when it comes to Ukraine's war, like a lot of people is just wondering when, like the top people, the money people, turn against them.
I imagine the thing about the money in Russia is probably like I think you were getting pretty close to that. Is I imagine it's pretty tight to how nice are you to the government with that money.
Yeah.
I know
Dude,
this.
yeah.
I know this for sure. Russia is good at one thing and one thing only. No more Russian.
No more Russia.
They're pretty good at taking care of. Like
You don't get
he's
it?
saying that they're
Gamers will get there.
Oh yeah, I'm not a gamer
Yeah, that's okay.
as much as I want to be.
The gamers will get it. Especially the 2009 gamers.
Games.
Cool little with since we're talking about some games. I did get a chance to try out that Battlefield 6 beta.
Yeah?
Yeah,
You like it? Because I see you playing.
It was-
You like it.
it was fun.
Yeah.
The only gripe that I have with it is the fact that they got rid of one of the classes. Battlefield.
Well, explain Battlefield to me. Is that like Call of Duty?
It's
I know
like-
Call of Duty. But
Real
I'm not very
Call of
much
Duty.
out.
So it's like Call of Duty. It's like a kind of like Call of Duty, but much wider scale. You've got jets, you got tanks, you've got infantry, and it's all going down at the same time.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a lot more fun, I think, because you can kind of choose how you want to play. You want to be a pilot.
Yeah.
Hell, like for the longest time in Battlefield 4, I would just fucking wait for the helicopter to come in, and I just go in on fucking strafing runs, man. Like it's it's fun. I did have a chance to fucking try to fly the helicopters in the newest one. Man, my shit's rusty as fuck. I'll tell you what. Oh, no. I was in a helicopter for a grand total of about 45 seconds. I was up, I was tilting, and then all of a sudden, rocket hit my tail, fucking spun out.
No.
Best question.
Uh.
You play MBK or do you play Mouse and Keys?
It depends. For like first-person games, I usually prefer to play on controller because that's what I grew up.
Yeah.
Like I grew up playing Halo on an Xbox controller. It's kind of
Yeah.
hard to switch back. But like honestly, for many things, if it comes down to RTS, like real-time strategy, or if it comes down to like a third-person shooter, mouse and keyboards all the way for sure.
Yeah. Okay. See, I never had a computer when I was growing up until I became an adult.
Yeah.
So like, I just never had a chance. So anytime I played a game, it was the first Xbox,
Yeah.
PlayStation
The
2,
dookie fucking huge controller.
and all the Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Dude, I'll tell you what, my freaking so my one of the first games that I had, because I had my own little computer.
Doesn't he look like the guy that sells coke in GTA?
Wait, which one?
Why you do that to yourself? Don't ever
All
do
of
it
them,
again.
dude.
There is always a
We
guy.
got white shirts?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, it looks like.
We got white shirts.
There's always a white dude selling
Who's
coke.
white feet up? White shoes, white feet. You feel me? We sell it.
Yes,
We selling white shit all the time.
Oh, shit.
So if you're here, who's selling coke in GTA?
Oh shit.
I'll tell you what. So one of my, you want to know what my parents did? I had a computer.
Yeah.
My stepdad put Grand Theft Auto 3 on it, the first 3D one, bro.
Yeah.
He gave me the cheats for guns, and I literally just ran around fucking killing people. It was fucked up, bro. Like, and I'm sitting there like that. You could get drugs in the game, and it would slow everything down.
I
like,
like
distort
those.
the
Yeah.
story. Bro,
That's
tell
like,
me why I remember being like I was
Far
laughing my
Cry.
ass off, shooting people. Like it's fucked up, bro. Like,
Dude, that's one thing I miss about the GTA games. The little pills that you go through and it
Yeah.
slows down.
Yeah,
Like that's what I do miss.
Yeah.
If there's anything I missed on that.
My first time playing GTA,
that was my
I
first.
don't remember what GTA was. I do remember it was split screen though, so it had been like
San Andreas. San Andreas was the only one that had that.
Yeah. So I was playing San Andreas with my friend, and his name was Dakota. I remember we met, and I was like 13. He was like 9, dog, when we met. And we just like clicked off. I was like a big brother to him. It was weird, bro. It was weird as fuck. Started going over his house like immediately, bro. Like it was crazy. Still got contact with him to this day. He lives in Texas. Got a kid and everything. But anyways, back to the story. Back to the story of San Andreas. Bro, he had a fucking cheat book, bro, for all
Bro,
the cheats.
Bro,
in
you
the
remember
fucking
when you had to write
world,
down
bro.
your cheats, dude?
Yeah, or memorize them.
Or
Bro,
memorize
he
them.
let me borrow that book.
Up,
Shit,
down,
bro.
down,
I
up,
wrote
up,
down
VA
so
start.
many cheats, bro. I had so many cheats for so many video games that I didn't even have to. And on top of that, the only game that I fucking played was Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi. All 3 of them. That was it.
My first,
And I'm like, bro.
my first fighting game was Mortal Kombat.
But look, see,
I love
that
those
was my
games.
first
Yeah,
fighting
Tekken,
game.
that's fun.
Tekken.
Tekken's
Yeah,
pretty fun too.
Tekken is my shit, bro. I grew up playing that shit. I grew up since playing I believe Tekken 2. That was on PlayStation 1, bro. I swear to
You
God.
guys want to hear kind of old school interesting story
Yoshimitsu.
on the topic of video games?
Yeah.
Were you there when the first Mario got released?
Yeah.
That's wicked.
Okay, dude.
Straight up.
Coins.
Midnight
Slots.
So I grew up a little bit different than all of your guys' stories. I grew up quite the opposite. It was like the richest of the rich. So one of my neighbors in our neighborhood was John Madden. The guy that lived 2 houses from me later on in that neighborhood when we moved was E40.
Oh, man, no shot.
Yeah,
dog.
I used to
You
play
said-
basketball with this kid.
I don't give a fuck about E40. You said John Madden though.
Yeah.
That's lit as fuck.
But listen. So in the neighborhood,
You ever hear 'em, like when you were in the bathroom taking a
okay,
dump?
my friends would show up, and this was in the 80s and 90s. They would show up. We had Taco Bell and McDonald's for
Super
lunches.
Bowl. Here we
They would
go.
show up with hundreds.
Yeah.
They had money that's like insane. So that's and it doesn't really matter. That's why I can't really say like, look, I came from shitty situations. I've been in really bad situations.
You ate a lot of Taco Bell, man.
I got a question.
Growing up.
$40 Taco Bell.
So anyways,
Question real quick. It had to do with the shitty situation. 'Cause I don't want to forget. I forget you know this. So look.
Yes, man.
So real shit though.
right.
Like, did you put yourself in those shitty situations, or you just came across them?
No, a lot of
Because
times
you
you're
grew up,
right.
you said you
You're
grew
right.
up-
A lot
you
of
grew
times
up-
Shit.
I
You
put
grew up
myself.
better, right?
I put myself in those.
So you saw a
just-
city situation, like I'm walking in there.
Basically, yeah.
Damn.
Okay, so look, like there was a time where I did that, at this moment.
For the experience.
At this moment, like
It was
in my
part
life,
of my job.
at this moment in my life, it would be like doing that now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like when I was younger, like there was shitty shit that I had to do all the fucking time
Right.
just to get by in life.
No.
You
Yeah,
feel
that's the opposite. But see, I don't want to be one of these people that can't relate to you because I've never been through any of that.
So
So
do you-
I put myself in those
Does that
situations
does
so that I
that
can be more
but, like, that
relatable.
doesn't
But to get
me,
back-
it doesn't feel. I'm sorry.
Back,
Okay, we get back to that.
get back,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're talking about games,
get
right?
back to Madden.
Madden.
John Madden.
John Madden.
He built in this neighborhood. He built his mansion, and then right next to it, he built the same exact mansion for his son, and put a gate around it. So he lived on the right one. His son lived on the left one. So and this was on the main road of that neighborhood. So every Halloween, all the kids in the
Thank you for the
neighborhood,
likes.
all the kids in the neighborhood, man, knew to go to the Madden's house.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Okay,
I would be
at
one of those
4
kids.
o'clock
Nice.
afternoon, the sun's still, there's
How
still
many
sun.
jerseys you got?
4
Sorry.
o'clock, dude. We would roll into the Madden's house.
Yeah.
All the kids start piling in. Dude, John Madden's wife, the nicest lady in the planet. Her kids were older and grown up and stuff like that. John Madden had just done his deal with EA.
Yeah.
Oh no shit.
So his whole
So that was
entire living room and dining room was all EA video games.
That was like late 80s, early 90s, huh?
exactly.
Yeah, dude, that shit had
dude.
to been lit, dog.
Damn.
So in the middle, she came and she would bring us snacks, candy, all this stuff. All the video games were on. So for like 2 hours before trick or treating,
Shit.
we're playing all the new video games, stuff that's never been released, dude.
That shit had to
From
been lit.
EA?
From EA, from all different companies, because this is John Madden, dude. And he would come up and he's like, "How are you kids doing?" Like in his voice, man. And it's the voice that I would
You
hear
kids
watching the
want to go
football
play some
game.
football? Some virtual football?
play some football.
But
All right,
him
here
and
comes
his
Trev.
wife,
He's
the
walking up the
nicest,
driveway.
most humble people on the planet.
Bro, what's that root you're doing?
Most
Sorry.
humble.
That's mine.
So it's kind of
Claimed.
Yeah, bro, like,
it is kind of interesting though, because I got to see the original EA video games on the gaming, like on the actual.
You want to get a cup?
I got you. You know where they're at?
I just wanted to thank you. Bro, it's root beer, dog. I can't deny it. It's
So
best
cool,
thing
man.
on the fucking planet.
Did you at Halloween? They must have had like the full chocolate bar. Not the
Dude,
Oh
snack size.
no, we got king size.
King size bars, dude.
We
What the
would
fuck?
get. We knew
Dude,
which
I was
houses
blessed
gave
when I
the
got a
king size.
fucking regular size chocolate bar.
That sounds
To this
weird.
day, I still
Thanks,
remember which houses gave us the king size. If I were to go back to that neighborhood.
Tom and Nico's
Shit,
moment
that's
of this
cool.
in the game. We gotta get Trev in the game. That's what we gotta get next.
So what's next? We talking about?
Talking about the game. Well, another thing, current event wise, is that DC
Nice.
is getting cleaned the fuck up finally.
I fucking hate DC.
Like, what are you talking about? The
When it
game?
comes
Oh,
to
the
fucking
movies?
live
No,
action,
it's
I hate DC.
District of
What do you mean,
Columbia.
DC?
Oh,
Washington is?
Washington, D.C.
Oh,
is
that's right.
fucking getting cleaned up. dude.
Yeah, I know. And no one even knows, like, DC overturned, like, their legalization of weed. That's fucking ridiculous. Like, that's like a step backwards for us because, like, how do you revert from recreational back to medical, bro? You can't. That's so.
But that's just a district. It's not a state. So
But-
who gives a shit what they do?
But it's in America.
But it's the center. It's the center of America. That's supposed to be our that's supposed to be our capital right there. And our
Well,
capital
it's just that it's
for us.
part of America. Any part of America should be important.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Then eventually it has something to do with some lobbyist or some
It's literally
money
people
deal.
abusing marijuana. It's the way they abuse it,
How do you abuse it?
bro. You feel me?
You
Like,
can be psychologically dependent for sure. But like,
well, like I'm saying, like fucking, still selling it on the streets. You feel me? Like.
It's like you getting
Just being like all peaceful and shit.
a white girlfriend.
You feel me? Like still like fucking still traveling with like pounds on you. You feel me? It's abusing it.
Who's driving around with pounds of weed
Idiots.
on them?
Bundles of wood, packets of cigarettes. How's that sound for you?
What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't even know where you've gone with this. shit.
Yeah,
that's
you-
hilarious.
Went off the rails, brother.
Fucking people like me, dog. That's abusing it.
But okay,
But I just think
Washington.
Some people. Some.
Look, Washington D.C.
How's
The
that?
crime
Is
rate
that
was
better?
insane, man.
Is
The
that
crime
better?
rate. They had people living on the streets, and
Like every city in America.
yeah, but it was so bad.
Like
And-
every city in
And
America.
I saw a couple videos where they talked to the homeless, and the homeless were
I'll take
like,
it off
"Look,
you.
the cops
Look at it."
weren't here for us. They were here for the drug dealers to get the guns and drugs off."
Like every city.
But they
in
weren't
America.
there to harass the homeless.
Well, I just think it's all a Band-Aid. It's not solving it.
How do you solve it?
Well, that's where we go into economy and what
Simple
you have
answer
to do
then.
with America. But also, I think we have to be realistic in our situation today, like with jobs. Like, if there's not going to be a lot of jobs out there, and the main jobs are going to be service jobs, then we got to be real about that. You know?
You don't think the fact that they're taking on immigration so drastically that it might offset the fact, and plus the influx of jobs that's coming in, that there's just going to be a massive amount of jobs available?
No. Because they're going to pay you shit anyway. Like Americans will get paid the shit wage that immigrants get paid. And so it just still stays there.
But I will argue that most Americans now, like, job hopping is such a thing. Whereas if you're not getting paid well, people jump shit.
Well, I also think it's that case also, where if you don't get treated with dignity, you just don't get a dignity.
Right.
Well,
And so, like, we know, like, fast food jobs.
Right.
Like, we already, whether we admitted to it or not, consider that a shit job. And probably if you're working there, you're in a shit situation. A lot of times you just feel like shit because it's also shitty food.
Right.
So it's like
But at 2 a.m. that shit hits different.
when you're high, but then that feeling goes away,
When it comes
you
to
know, and then the relationship ends. You know, then you realize you don't love her. You were just lonely for months.
This is going a bit deeper.
No, go there. And then you're there sitting at the McDonald's parking lot, just wondering about your life.
I think when it comes to like,
let him cook, dude. He needs to let it out.
So that's funny as fuck,
I
right?
think when it comes to like fast
Fuck
food
you,
jobs,
Cheryl! Fuck you, Cheryl!
I'm taking my
Listen.
fucking my supersized fucking Mackies.
And it's technically the same size as a fucking large.
Don't drive back through the.
I always love you, Cheryl. I always love you.
Plot twist: Cheryl works at the McDonald's and you're shopping at the McDonald's.
Episode 11, guest has mental breakdown.
Yeah, no, it's just
But
Who is
no,
this Cheryl?
I agree with you. Like, yeah, I think as a society we have like different tiers of jobs that like we will say has a different level of. I don't want to say social status, but in a way it does say social status. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
and it's subconscious.
Yeah.
Like, we don't mean to do it,
No.
but we immediately put that, like, the reason why everyone thinks it can get so hard on money, because no one wants to be
sitting
homeless.
I don't mean.
But no one wants to be homeless because
Yeah.
they know how you treat the homeless.
Right.
Like, even if you're not actively being mean to them, when you're around them,
Yeah.
just even if you don't,
you don't want to be around.
If you ask
Yeah,
someone.
and
else,
if you realize that could be you,
Yeah.
then that puts a lot of fear into one, and then that's where people
I was
get
homeless.
anxious and start going kind of nuts. Start
I know what that's like.
Yeah, but by being homeless, you feel different about it.
It's true
Because
because
I've
it's
been
a
there
different
too.
experience.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, I've been
I
there too.
Like-
so I feel different than I did before.
I've like
So
crashed on people's couches, but I never like lived on the street.
that's
Nah,
pretty
dude, I
close,
slept in
but homeless,
Yeah.
like on the street, dude. I had to
Nah,
sleep in
I
a
Bro, I
got-
slept in an
I
alley.
I
dog.
slept for 3 months in a shed that was for like gardening tools.
Dog, I slept
On
I
a
slept-
dirt ground, like that, I'd go get cardboard.
Yeah, I just
Bro,
don't
I
think it should be
s-
that hard for me.
Bro, I slept.
No, I wasn't in the U.S. though.
Bro, I slept in an alley underneath the
Oh, this guy's-
AC
I'm talking about the
unit,
US.
dog.
No,
That
I
was
know,
dripping,
but
dog.
he's
In
lived
the
a lot.
in the
But
fucking
let this cat cook.
in the fucking in the fucking open, bro, it fucking brought it, bro. Some dude fucking meth head, bro, was like walking up to me and was like, "Yo, sleeping?" Bro, I just grabbed my knife and I was like, "Yeah, dog." I had my hand in my head, like I had everything, like you feel me? I had everything, like because like the only way that I felt safe was like having everything with me, close by, in my hands. You feel me? But I had I had to. It was it was during the winter time, so to stay warm, I had to. I put my arms in my sleeves. You feel me? Like, bro, I was in there like this.
yeah, but
You feel me? Like
you gotta
this
live it
and
to
shit.
know it, man.
Yeah,
Like,
bro, that shit
you
crazy.
can't
That
explain
shit's
it.
Scary,
Like,
dog.
don't bother
it's really
explaining it.
Scary,
You
dog.
can't-
It's
you
really
can't.
scary.
I gotta say, like, I got a lot of empathy.
It's really scary. I don't want to go back there. You feel me?
Yeah,
We never are.
but to get back to what you're talking about was the jobs, and you know,
Jobs.
one of the things that you were saying is that you were saying that you think that the job market needs to be a little bit more fair. In your opinion?
No, what I said is we just gotta be aware of our situation that we're in
Okay.
and the way it is, and it's really hard to do that.
The question I have for you is: have you talked to any of these 16 to 24-year-olds at all? Do you realize like how dumb a lot of these kids kind
I
of
think
it's not always their fault, but between their ADHD problems, their spectrum problems, their
I feel
lack
like
of
a lot of
basic
people
knowledge.
here's what I would say. I don't know who you're talking to,
Uh-huh.
right? But not all. It's too much of a generalization. Because you can say that about the older generation. They're fucking dumb.
No,
And the ones before them were fucking
But
stupid.
I would say at that
And they got
point,
dumb. But the thing that, sorry, what?
it's more like it's like a social it's like social, like things change, like socially things change over time. There's gonna be
No, but my point being
like
is
we're,
no
we're-
matter
wait,
what
wait,
generation.
I wasn't done
Oh, sorry.
though. I wasn't done because like what we weren't aware of back then. What we weren't aware of back then, we are more aware of now when it comes to the spectrum and ADHD. That shit existed. That shit always existed. That shit always existed. And so like now we're just more aware of it, and as a society we're becoming together and realizing like, you know, we're able to identify a lot more of those things. She's got some random facts to hit.
Random fact.
Yeah.
Random fact. All right, so.
I thought you had one prepared.
Yeah. What's
You're
going
just thinking of a
on?
random
Nah,
fact?
dog, it threw me off.
Water's wet.
Yo, for real though.
How'd you get this?
Is water wet?
Or is it the presence of water that makes something wet?
No, it's wet.
Is it? How can water be wet?
Because wet is a big definition. So you can wet something,
But is it
and then you can also be in the active
in order to wet something?
sensation of being wet.
In order to wet something, don't
In fact,
you
Neil
have
deGrasse
to
Tyson
use
actually went up on
water?
this in one of his stuff.
Yeah.
He
Isn't
said
that
how water is wet.
Oh, I remember he
Scientifically.
wasn't on Joe Rogan.
No, he was on his own show. I watched his show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But
I actually we're gonna interject from current events. Some good current events. We got to talk about some great little offshoots. I wanted to talk a little bit more about land.
oh no shit.
Lance, where were you born?
Minneapolis, Minnesota.
And I know that you have a
Shout out to Prince.
you live a tribal lifestyle. You live
I'm indigenous, yes.
Yes, you're an indigenous person.
I'm in a federally recognized tribe.
Yes, and so were you raised in that tribal environment? What was it like to
Yeah,
grow up in something
Well,
like
in
that?
and out. I'm enrolled in the Cheyenne River. It's the Cheyenne River Sioux Reservation. But the only reason it's called Cheyenne River is because the Cheyenne River, the river that the white people named Cheyenne,
Mhm.
it went through the reservation, so they call it Cheyenne River. Cheyennes are actually a separate nation.
Okay.
You know, they were allies to us,
Mhm.
but they're a separate nation. So that's why they had to put the word Sioux
Are
in
they
there.
still around?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they had to put the word Sioux in there, which is an insult and illegal term, which is most of like the legality of what's going
It's
on.
like would you say it's like a racist thing for like the Sioux?
Well, see, here's the hard part about it. It's a legal term.
Right.
Like
to
it's
sue
it's
somebody,
written down like in legal paper,
Right.
but it was meant as an insult. So that's just kind of like one of those things where it's just kind of like, well, there you go. But what it was trying to cover was the three nations: Lakota, Dakota, and Nakota. Some of the Lakota Nation, the Teton Nation, the two kettle band, is what I meant. But when I was on the reservation, it was in Rosebud.
One more time, all the way through.
Oh, the Lakota Nation, of the Teton Nation, of the two kettle band.
Okay.
And so, when I was growing up, it was on the Rosebud. But like, which is, it's not like here in the Southwest. Like, I didn't know about block reservations until I came to like Utah. And I was like, wait, it's just a block? Because like we have like a hospital, we got towns, we got a police station, like we got a lot of stuff going. And to realize that they only had sometimes a street, I was like, man, those Mormons really fucked them up. like it was crazy, man. Like shit. Really they just backstabbed until there was like mostly almost all gone. And now here they still are.
And then they put it under fucking
Well, so
manifest destiny and all that. That's what they teach in schools.
Yeah.
They taught that we were justified going through these nations and wiping them out to fucking take land.
Well, see, like when I was in North Carolina going to school there, they literally taught, and it was total bullshit, that we were suffering a lot in the state until the white people came over.
Right.
But I was the only Native kid in class, so there was times where I was a bunch of my Native family, and there was times where I was the only Native, like even in the town. So like, it made me realize just how like when people say like brainwash, how that is, but how like I don't know, man. Like you gotta be strong, man, or else the stuff like I can't just be angry all the time.
Yeah.
But the understanding goes a long way.
I can understand.
You know
I can't understand your anger
Like,
personally, but I can understand why.
Well, here's what I think. Like understanding quells a lot of anger. You make it feel like it doesn't mean that the anger isn't justified or it's not right or they shouldn't stop burning.
Yeah.
But it calms it down because then you kind of see what other people was going through. Like that when I went to college, that's why I took Western history class, going from like the Greeks until now, because I wanted to understand why Europeans were so psycho when they came over. Because we fought differently. Like when we went to battle, what we would do, if we could, is when you're fighting an enemy to the death, and you get them in a position where you could kill them, and they can't touch you, and you don't. You give them a choice to go back home. And if their pride overtakes them, you kill them.
Then you wipe them out.
But you give them a chance.
Right.
And that takes a lot of strength. Like if someone's actually trying to kill you, like we've all been in fist fights, right?
Yeah.
To control yourself in that situation with that energy, like I can't do it. That's why I try not to fight. I get too mean.
I
Like,
understand.
but like that's a lot of strength. But let alone someone just beating you. Let alone someone trying to kill you.
With actual weapons of warfare. Yeah.
And we felt it more honorable to kill someone hand to hand because you had to know what it was to take a life. So just a bow and arrow shooting you, like that could have been a warlike tactic, sure. But we prefer. Well, no, it's just like it depends on the situation.
Right.
Like it's just battle and shit.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's hand to hand because it was more honorable, and we respected our soldiers, our warriors, because they wore the face paint. But when they came back and they were having PTSD, they kept it on to say that they haven't left the battlefield. So there were ceremonies and stuff, so they can help heal from that.
I believe in like the natural healing. Like I believe that people.
Oh, sorry, what's going on here?
I believe that the tribes that are indigenous to the land that we exist on right now, I believe that they have a lot of things right in the eyes of the fact that y'all are much more connected to the earth.
To this land.
And well, no, I mean just the earth as a whole. Like you guys honor the ground beneath your feet.
What people forget is those tribes in Europe.
Yeah.
Like that movie Frozen with the fucking reindeer. That's based off a tribe in Russia. That's still there. Like they're a tribe, and they're in Russia and they're white because white people colonized themselves a long time ago.
Right.
So so it was just to me to understand. So it was centuries of dictatorship, whether it was
Well,
emperors
you
or kings and queens, and they learned democracy when they came here. And when we look at human history, particularly the other side of the world, slavery was common until America. And it was only so you have thousands of years slavery being okay. And then only about little under 200 years where we're like, fuck that. You know? Like, there's other shit going on, you know? But, like, I started recognizing certain things. Like, you know, when Julius Caesar conquered the Germanic tribes, you know, how we knew about it was he himself wrote in third person of how they took him over, and he made the Germanic tribes look villainous. He made them like they were just savages and all this because he was running for political office. And the only reason why he was conquering them is because he needed that to gain like more power in politics. So he wrote it in third person himself. So a lot of that's bullshit. But that's like the only written history you really have of
history's
them.
written by the victors.
Always.
No one trusts the history books then.
Yeah. Oh well.
Because that's how we know it's bullshit.
Well, I mean, if you look at American history,
Well,
People think the world is flat.
It's bullshit factually, but it's also genius because it is politically correct.
you can put that.
His move is correct for what he wants to accomplish. So you got to give him props on that.
Well, I think he was short-sighted.
Well, not for him.
Yeah, for him too. Well, I mean, like he didn't think
No,
so,
I mean
but it was.
he's thinking about himself politically. I get that. I would too.
But I mean, if you want
I wouldn't give a shit about the actual like historical facts. Like, is this going to be historically correct in the future? Fuck if I care.
Oh yeah. Well, no, like the reason why I care is because no one trusts the history books,
Yeah.
and then
No one's going to trust them anyway. So it's like, fuck it. Until we're in
And
the
that's-
age of like Palantir watching every single thing we do,
But
we're not going to have true
But the
history.
problem with our history,
Now
most
we
of
will.
Our textbooks they're run by the same families that connect to the media. It's all connected.
What?
And in all reality, if you look at our history and what we're taught in school, I don't know about you guys, but I've come to find out. I went to a military school, so it makes sense on the higher end. But I look back at most of my history, besides what I was taught about like world history by one teacher in California that clued me in on tribes and the origins of like humanity and the cradle of humanity and how like humanity evolved. Besides that, every distinguishable era of history that I can remember being taught in school was built by one particular thing, and it was war.
on the other side of the world, yeah.
Well, even here, that's
When the
what it
United
was.
States became a country.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I don't think, as far as, like, U.S. history, like, yeah, we're talking a really short span of history. But, like, I also remember that most of the shit that we were taught in U.S. history, besides economics, besides what was taught in economics, was extremely depressing. I mean,
Well, it's going to be war or tragedy.
Yeah.
Or it's famine.
Well, I mean,
I actually
which is
disagree
part-
with all of that too.
yeah,
To me, it's just limiting.
Yeah.
Like that's the hard part when you don't teach real history.
yeah,
Yes, there was some crazy shit,
yeah,
but then there was the other side.
yeah.
You still had the John Brown.
But
You know
then-
who John Brown is, right?
Yeah,
Who is he? Okay, so he's a white guy who killed slave owner before the Civil War.
yeah.
He did it because he was a Christian. You miss out on people like that
Yeah.
of why things got better.
I don't want to talk about the
But
heroes.
you can't get to that without the truth, and that's also why it's good to know that he did that. It's good to know his lies because you miss out on all the hope of it all.
Yeah,
And
but that's
we-
also
I'm
a
afraid-
vigilante.
Well, I'm afraid.
You can't
I'm not done
justify
yet.
vigilante.
I'm not done yet. I'm afraid people are just limited to that because it's louder.
Yeah,
Humanity is still way more than that.
yeah,
And if we think that's all we are,
Yeah.
we're always going to repeat it. But the only way to grow out of that is the truth.
yeah.
So it's kind of like what the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, where the only way to combat hate is love.
Yes.
The only combat lies is the truth. And so by knowing that,
Yeah.
it doesn't make me more skeptical of humans. It just makes me realize, like, oh, if we just learn out of that, there'll be better problems to go after.
I completely agree. Like
Yeah.
that's what I was getting to is like that. But like you see how we're seeing right now what that limited like mindset being instilled in our generation has done.
But it was instilled in every generation. That's why it kept happening.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm agreeing with you. I think that we should break that wheel.
That's why the previous generation was just as fucking dumb as we are because they believed it more, and it fucked them over.
Well, but they didn't have this thing where you can now you can go do your own research. Back then, and questioning the narrative back then was so much more difficult because you had to be literate. You had to be able to. You had to know where to look, whether it be in the encyclopedias or you had to go. And then the crazy thing is, you had to be able to connect the dots there. And so now you go into the line of okay, well then you have to study all. You have to be a historian. You have to be someone who actively goes and looks at that. So that's a niche. It's such a small niche too.
You know, to add on to that, when we talk about this generation being more anxiety-ridden, I don't think they are. It's just that they don't have a violent outlet because we're trying to be more civil to go at.
Yeah.
So as in before, you could go to a bar and get in a bar fight.
Yeah. And most of the time,
And let it out.
The cops didn't get there until after everything.
But what
was
ended up
done.
happening was you looked fucking 60 when you was 40.
True.
You know, and you died young, and you were still unhappy because you didn't solve your issues.
I would say.
And so
there's a theory about that, and I can explain it.
yeah. So then, like these new kids, they don't really have that, and there's other ways you can go about it. But we're putting ourselves rules that only existed in the past. Like when we was going to school, they was teaching us in an analog world. That's why they taught me how to write checks. They didn't know how big digital would then be.
Right.
It's a different because now the world isn't so isolated as it was even in the 80s, where even cities had their own culture. You know, the New York sound was not like the California sound, which wasn't how Philadelphia was, which definitely wasn't how Florida was.
Right.
But now you get one hit song, it's in all across the whole country.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like we're more in touch, and so it's not the same world we're in now. Like now nations, how they become in power is not how much land they have, but how much money they can make.
Right.
And that's what makes them powerful. That's way different than how it was even in the 90s.
It's about your populace and your land.
Yeah, but it took a while to get that way. That's what I'm saying. We got to be realistic of the economy that we're in.
Well, this goes to show like how long is it until we shift it to something else.
Yeah. But the thing is, if we just stop with all the bullshit, there would just be new, different, weird problems. And I'm more interested in that. Like, I know the problems that we're all doing. I grew up in shitty stuff. You know, I slept on the floor. I had a job when I was 13. I had to walk 6 miles to go to work, 6 miles to come back. I was paid underneath the table because in South Dakota, you're not legally able to work till you're 14.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's on the res?
No, this is actually off the res.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just kind of like,
What are you doing?
I was detailing cars. So like, I was in the Black Hills. Huh?
You see some pretty dope cars.
No. Because this, so I was in the Black Hills in a town called Custer. Really fucked up name put there. It's our religion. The Black Hills is like our church. So they don't respect our religion either. And not only that, we never sold it. You know? But what's...
They don't respect your religion.
Yeah, that's why they have towns in there.
Assholes.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
seriously?
Yeah. But I lived 4 miles out of town in one way. But my job was 2 miles out the other way.
Right.
So before I had a bike, I just walked there.
Long walk.
Yeah. And I would walk at
Yeah.
6, get there like at 10. And then
Damn.
then when I showed up is when I started work.
Right. You ain't
And
got
my
no
job
time.
was
Could
to...
you hitchhike if...
I never trusted. No, because they had a lot of racists there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
no.
Yeah.
No, like literally, like I had to fight them.
Because I've been in like small towns where everyone knows each other, and it was like...
But when you're brown, it's another thing.
Yeah.
Especially in a town called Custer.
No,
Well, there's actually history there.
But if you were on the res, you know,
Custer's one of those general-
somebody would pick you up. Because it's your people.
Well, it depends.
What do you mean
You
you're...
gotta know. Well, you gotta know where you're at, man.
I know, but if it's your people.
Yeah,
they
but
would,
you know,
right?
like poverty areas are more violent.
Right.
Like, no, trust me, I get what you're saying. And there'll be some people who are like, oh yeah, cool. And other people will be like, nah, go. You know what I mean? Like simple things, like you don't go into a car that doesn't have windows and they have like a bag over it. You know what I mean? Like some shit went down.
I'll tell you what.
Well, boy cars like that.
I understand too
New boy
because
cars
of
like
the
that.
age.
I wouldn't trust
You were young.
hitchhiking today
You were
as
young,
much as
too.
I probably wouldn't have trusted it 20 years ago. Fuck that shit,
No.
dude.
But in the town of Custer, man, no, I didn't trust no except for people. I was
But
hanging
you
out
were
with.
young too. Like at that age, you don't. Like you don't hitchhike at that
Because, dude, it was all right, man. Like, I got on the start, dude. I ran into a mountain lion who was already eating. I was lucky. I was walking, and then I saw a mountain lion eating a fucking cow. Because somebody's cow got loose.
Damn.
And that mountain, because mountain lions, we smelled them. Like, humans stink to mountain lions.
Oh yeah.
So they only eat us when they're super fucking hungry.
Oh yeah.
So, like,
Or
if you're
we
walking
get
in the
their
Black
territory,
Hills,
I used to
well,
hunt
no,
them.
even if you walk in, like, through the Black Hills and walk and look at that all, there's always a mountain lion looking at you. They just choose not to eat you. Because we really do stink. They'd rather go hungry for a few days, maybe weeks, before they eat us. Like, dude, we're stinky cheese, bro. Like, dude, we're like a French dish, dude. They don't fucking, like, that smells. But if they're hungry, man, they'll eat us. But he was already eating. So I just put my backpack above my head and then walked backwards so I couldn't see him, and then I ran the other direction. Just in case. You know?
Yeah, you want to try to avoid running just because they.
When they was out of sight, because it was already.
Well, when you're if you're out of sight, you're good. But yeah.
Yeah, and you
So
know,
people
I
make
survived
that
it.
mistake.
And so yeah.
Yeah,
I
I got a few of those stories.
Yeah, and I
But
would,
we used to hunt them in Texas.
cool.
So.
And then I would go there, and that's when I started working. So he did rental cars, which is how my mother knew him. And so I would clean the inside out of that. Then he had like a touring company to go through the Black Hills and Custer State Park. So I had to clean that too. And I would clean the inside out of them. Then when I was done cleaning all the cars, that's when I was done. So I would just clock out and I leave.
Oh yeah.
And then the days when I had day off, I would walk there because this is when we had flip phones. You know, you had to pay for minutes, had to pay for the checks.
Oh, I remember those days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like all my friends didn't have a cell phone. So I would have to call their house. So when I would go to work and he's like, "Look, I got nothing for you. Just come back tomorrow." I would just go into town and chill with my friends.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And that's when I was smoking weed and shit.
Okay.
Yeah. I was doing that and I kind of quit that shit.
I started smoking a little bit earlier than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I come home from this party and I just kissed this first girl, like this first like actual like making out with a chick, and my cousin and I were walking back from the party and he pulls out like a cigarette. It was a joint. And he said, "You want to smoke this?" And I said, "What is it?" He said, "It's weed." And I said, "Sure." So I took a puff and he said, "All right. Now you go home, you brush your teeth, you don't fucking say shit, you don't even walk to say nothing to grandma. You go home, you brush your teeth, you go to bed."
Yeah.
So I got all psyched out about it and shit, and then fucking come to find out I would have been just fine, just going to brush my teeth and just hanging out. Yeah. And then the first time that I got fucking ripped, I was with him and my buddy Mitch, and they were all excited because they were getting me high for the first time. We were talking about walking. We were walking down to his house, and his house must have been a good 2 miles down the road. This is up in like the forest in Northern California.
Yeah, yeah.
So like you got like a good sometimes you got a good 4 or 5 miles before you're even near civilization. Yeah. So like we roll up. So we're rolling down. And I don't have a skateboard. They're rolling down the hill. They're hanging out. Mitchell, we're gonna fucking get Chaz high. We're gonna get Chaz high. He's all excited and shit. And then we fucking get there. I remember they were playing Assassin's Creed.
Which one?
Brotherhood.
Oh.
On his Xbox 360. I remember we were smoking out of his pipe. I had to go lay in the corner. I just remember laying there and being like, "Bro, this feels like forever, dog."
First time now.
Yeah, it messes with your time.
What was your first time? Your first time.
You remember it?
First time, I didn't feel anything. Like that's
A lot of people
it's
say that. My
it's
dad
a
said
rumor.
that when he hit.
It's actually true.
My
Did
dad said
absolutely
that
nothing.
shit. And I've read
My
it,
friends
like
were
the
falling
4%.
over each other. Nothing.
Well, the first time I took a hit off the joint, I didn't feel nothing.
No, I'm talking. We hotboxed the fucking car.
Oh.
And nothing. So the second time, it hit so hard that it put me in like a dream state.
Or were you so high that it just felt like everything was normal? You ever been that way? You ever been so?
Well, I
like
went through.
That's how I started talking, and I'm like, wait,
I
what?
went through all the original stages when you're a kid, like the paranoia. I went through that, and I had to learn how to get rid of it. And then I went through, but I smoked maybe once a month through high school.
Oh hell no! See,
No, but it was beautiful, man,
I
because
got-
that one time
I
it was
got
like a
that.
6
So, like, what-
hour trip.
Dude, I kind
Yeah,
of know what
the
you're
best
talking about because my job kept me from going too crazy on that shit because it's
Yeah,
like
and
got one
But
get
it
fucked up
makes
tonight, but you
it
gotta work
makes it a
tomorrow.
great, experience that you
Yeah.
plan out. Like we go camping or something.
Yeah.
You go have some drinks, but it lasts, and you really, really are high.
Yeah.
I mean, to the point you're stupefied.
I got
You
the
can't
best song.
stop.
Well, see, I never got that high when I was young. I mean, I got drunk, but I never got that high.
I got. So my stepdad was.
I did, but it
I got
wasn't
the
weed.
best story. Getting high.
First time.
First time.
Hit me with it.
Bro, went over. So the first day, it was like a second or 2 days. The first day they asked me, and they were peer pressuring me, and I was like, nah, I don't fall for that.
Took my dare pledge.
I don't want to do it.
Put
You know what I'm saying?
Put your mouth on this and suck it.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, no.
That
I
ain't
don't
the
wanna
first
do
time I
it.
heard
You
that
know
today.
what I'm saying? Second time they
When
asked
did you
me. The one person asked me. His name was Jared. He goes, hey, yo, bro. Yeah. You want to come over?
Shout out.
I
What
was
was
like,
his last name?
that's a little bit. Jared.
The last name?
He
I
went
don't
to,
know his last
he
name.
went to Jared.
Pin number?
He went to
Check
Jared.
that. So, but Jared, he was cool with it. You feel me? He was like, bro, you don't have to, but if you want to, you can come hang out with us. And I was like, that sounds cool.
He's
You
gonna
know
jump
what I
on
mean?
the chat.
The way
Fuck
he did
you,
it, the
Gino.
way he did it,
Bullshit.
it sounded cool. So I was like, okay, that sounds cool, right?
Ooh.
So I rode my
Skating,
skateboard.
skating.
That's crazy. I rode my skateboard over to the house. I rode my skateboard over to
I'm
the house.
rolling.
And then
Keep rolling.
as soon as I got there, they had this bong sitting on the fucking table. Right? They're like, come on, we're going to the backyard. I was like, okay.
Is this story you good?
Yeah, you're a cunt. Sit there in the corner and watch, buddy. So they grab the bong. We go into the backyard, dog, and they fucking put ice in the fucking bong. The bong's like this fucking big.
Man had an ice ball the first time he
Swear to
That's
God.
awesome.
They was like, they go, look,
My
they go,
third
I
time
swear
I
to
did
God.
too.
I swear to God, this is exactly what they said. They said, you should have came yesterday. I said, why, bro? They said, because we were smoking Reggie. Now we have this shit called White Widow. And I was like, what's that?
Yeah. You know
what I'm
you're
saying?
there.
Like, I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, what the fuck you mean? Right? They was like, you'll find out. Right? They all take a hit. They said, when you take your hit, hold it. Right? You're going to want to cough, but just hold it as long as you can.
If it's ice,
If it-
you don't feel like coughing.
Yeah, bro, and it was like, that's what they say. You might not cough, but if you feel like coughing, bro, hold it as long as you
Yeah,
can.
you don't
That's
feel
literally what they
ice,
said. I said,
dude.
all right, bet. Right? I was like, I know how to hit this. Like, it's like a pipe. Like,
Yeah.
if I smoke tobacco, you feel me? I smoke cigarettes, all that shit. So I was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Right? So I sit there and hit the bomb, right? Next thing you know, I'm holding that shit, and I just start blowing out, and it just was like burning when I was blowing out. And I was like,
It
what?
shouldn't
I just started
burn.
coughing. It shouldn't, but bro, it's the first time smoking, you feel me?
Yeah.
And I'm pushing out the smoke, it was so much fun. They're like, dude, this dude took a big ass fucking hit.
They
bro."
all, yeah.
They're like, dude, this dude about to be fucking ripped out his body. Hurry up and grab the ball before he drops it. I'm holding it like this. Somebody grabs it. Jared grabs it. He grabs it, and I just sit down in the chair like this. And about 5-10 minutes pass, dog. I get high out my mind, bro. I'm just stuck. They're sitting there like, yo, talking to me and shit like that. I'm just like happy as fuck, bro. Like, you remember those commercials with that girl that was like, you don't smoke weed, and she sits at the couch and she smokes the couch. That's how I felt with this chair. And I'm sitting there just rubbing this chair, dog.
That's me.
You know, I'm stoned,
Me
dog.
zooted off of the
You
5
feel me?
milligram.
I'm high as fuck, bro. Didn't think I was like, bro, this is like my grandfather calling me. I remember I had the little phone. You feel me? That shit going off. And I'm like, bro, I'm not answering that up. Right? About 30 minutes pass, I'm still rubbing the chair. Right? The chair was nice, right? And it was the texture of the chair. The right side of the chair was gnawed on by, it was a wood chair, and it was gnawed on by a dog, right? So
Were you just like, this one's smooth?
get ready
This one's
for
good.
this, because you won't believe it. So I'm rubbing this chair, dude. Jared's like, yo, man, you want to take another rip? I'm like, sure, right? Passing the ball, he's holding it this time and lighting it. I'm like sitting there like this, not even taking a hit, bro. He's like, yeah, never mind, fuck it, bro. He goes, you want some dip? I was like, yeah, I do need some nicotine. Right? I'm talking slow as fuck. Right? Put the dip in. He's like, bro, make sure you don't swallow the dip. And as soon as he said that shit, as soon as he said it, I swallowed the dip. Bro, and immediately I vomited that shit out, right? I sit back on the chair. I start rubbing the chair again. The dog starts fucking with me. And then the dog just out of nowhere just passed out. Like the dog just literally it stopped fucking with me for a second, backed up, and just fell, bro.
Did he eat the dip?
No, it didn't eat the dip, but it ate a bag of weed, dog. It was the Reggie. It was the Reggie that they were looking for, right? Yeah, dog. So the dog was slumped, dog.
That's where the
Right?
Reggie was.
Yeah, exactly. And they had like a good. It was like an ounce or two of Reggie, bro. So it was like.
Wait,
a good
was the
fat-
dog
That
named
dog
Reggie?
died, bro?
Nah, dog. The dog was good.
Okay.
The dog was good, bro. But it was.
Damn, that's a
it
lot
was
of
out.
time for a dog.
Yeah, it
bro.
was out, bro. It was out cold, bro.
Yeah.
Right. The
Well,
homie
imagine being ripped your first time and then the dog.
I see that shit, bro. I started tripping, bro. I was like, bro, your dog is dead,
You
bro.
already were
You know what I'm saying?
tripping.
I was tripping, bro. And they're like, no, dude, it's cool, dude. The dog fucking
He ate the Reggie.
He ate the weed, bro. We found the bag. And you feel me? It's his fault. Like, he'd be okay.
I
It's
got
his
got-
fault. Imagine blaming the dog.
It's his fault that he.
Yeah,
he
and
got
I'm
up there.
just sitting there like, dude, this is nuts. Right?
The dog.
Bro, a whole 3 hour pass. I'm like, okay, I gotta go home.
Yeah.
I'm still fucking stoned. Jared's like, here, bro, eat some bread. Right? I eat like 2 slices of bread. Nothing fucking happens, dude. He goes, don't skate. He goes, don't skateboard home, bro. You're gonna bust your shit. I'm like, bro, fuck you. I'm a skater, dog. I made it home. All right.
Cool.
I got to the house, dog. I got to the house, went up the stairs, like, got to the house, went straight up the stairs. My grandfather used to sleep
Slam
on
your
the couch.
face in the door.
My grandfather used to sleep on the couch, right? And he's just sitting there, and he said, "You good?" I said, "Yeah, Papa," and went straight upstairs, right? Bro, it's like,
you think it reeked of weed?
yeah, probably.
You probably were.
Probably.
reeked
I
of-
don't remember the smell though, but I do remember this. So I got upstairs, right? Went upstairs, laid. You wanna hit this? Is that what you said?
No, I said you made it.
Oh, so I got upstairs, laid down in my bed, right? My mom, I'm sitting there, I fell asleep, right? Woke up about 30 minutes later because my mom called, right? She's like, yo, you good? Yo, Papa told me to check up on you. I'm like, yeah, I'm good, mama. You know, I'm just chilling, I'm just taking a nap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she goes, are you high? Over the phone. And I'm like, yeah. And she goes, I fucking knew you was gonna start smoking. I just didn't know when. Yeah, right? And I was just like, yeah, mom. Alright. And she goes, just don't be smoking without me when I get out. When I get out there, I got you. Don't be smoking no weed. Don't be smoking nobody's shit because I don't know if it's laced or not.
And don't be smoking anything harder.
Yeah, that's what she said too.
Yeah.
She said, don't try any other drugs.
Don't
since
be
you started
touching no
smoking weed.
crack.
She said, don't try anything else
Don't be
since you started
messing with
smoking weed.
yeah.
Until you turn 18, then you can try whatever the fuck you want, but I'm not
Well,
going
yeah,
I'm not
don't
going to
be
condone
touching
it.
that other
She
shit.
said, I'm not going to condone anything that has to do with needles or a glass bowl. And I said, all right, mama, I got you.
Or two.
Right?
Or two.
Yeah, too. But
You start bringing home Brillo, she's...
so
This motherfucker with his bread.
I go back to sleep, bro. I knock back out, right? I wake up in the morning, and my thumb is throbbing.
What are you with the
Pain,
morning?
dog. Right?
Your thumb.
My thumb is on my right hand.
How's your ass?
My thumb is throbbing. You see this hole right here? That was a fucking splinter in my fucking thumb, dog. A huge ass one about that fucking big, bro. In my thumb, bro. I swear for God, bro. I pulled that out, bro. I pulled it out, bro, and it was literally that long, dude. Bro, that shit was crazy, bro. It shot it. So I was in the bathroom when I did it, and I was like sitting on the toilet, and I was like, bro, I know this shit's gonna fucking hurt, right? Because as soon as I touched it, it fucking hurt. So I just was like, I just gotta fucking pull this motherfucker out, right? I just went like this. I tried to grab it like this, and it came out a smidgen, bro. And I was like, fuck! Right? I screamed. My grandma, my Mimi, she goes, you okay, boo-boo? I said, yeah, Mimi, I'll be okay. I think I need some tweezers. Next thing you know, she's knocking on the door, passing me some tweezers. I grabbed the tweezers, and I just go, boom! Next thing you know, a shot of blood shot out and went into the shower, dude. It was fucking disgusting. Bro, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not gonna lie to you. That whole time when this happened, all this was happening, I was still fucking high, bro. I was still feeling like as soon as it happened, about 5-10 minutes later, I'm sitting there like, dude, I'm fucking still feeling high. Like, I don't feel normal, and I want to feel like this forever. That's literally what I said. And as soon as I said that, Jared came knocking at my door. And I was like, yeah, it's fake, bro. This is exactly what the fuck the universe told me to do with smoking.
So you were talking about eating a couple slices of bread, man. I do remember that, like, when I actually got the first time I got rib, I'm pretty sure I fucking killed a whole little Caesar pizza by myself. I'm a scrawny dude. I'm pretty sure I killed that whole fucking pizza.
Man, that's good pizza. $5. It was $5.
Well, I mean, I just remember that was the best fucking pizza in the world, bro.
Yeah,
I was
your
sitting there
taste
eating
It just
it.
cuts you the taste,
What kind of
man.
pizza?
You know?
Oh, it was pepperoni.
I hate that you don't taste like that anymore.
Yeah, it's like
I
you
get as
don't.
high as fucking.
You gotta eat high, bro.
But you do know that smoking anything kills your taste buds.
I feel like you got it. I don't know. Smoke. I feel like I'm gonna be honest. Cause smoking. I feel like smoking weed. Cause like I'll smoke a cigarette and food would taste. Some food would taste like ass. But if I'll smoke weed, the same food that I'll eat, like I'll eat blue cheese fucking olives, dog. You feel me? And like if I smoke a cigarette,
Made me hurt my stomach.
If I smoke a
Yeah,
cigarette, bro, y'all see,
all
y'all
blue
not,
cheese.
y'all not on game, bro. Y'all not
Not
on
with
game
olives and
yet.
fucking blue cheese.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the first time I heard that
Either
shit.
of those.
Y'all
Either
not-
of those fucking things.
Y'all
Together?
not,
Yeah.
y'all not on game, bro.
You didn't hear.
I eat
some weird
olives.
shit.
Bro,
But yeah.
like, you feel me? Like, I'll
No, I
smoke
don't
cigarette, that
feel
shit does taste like ass, but I'll smoke weed and eat that shit smacks. Like,
Maybe all it did was kill your taste buds, so you thought it tasted better.
Nah,
It
bro.
was that shit
Fucking
it was
real shit.
before.
What's up?
real shit. See,
You're just
how
a
do you
dumbass
eat-
talking
okay,
about it, like,
real
oh, now it
shit.
tastes
Here,
delicious.
Here's
Tasting
the real
your shit.
Here's the real question. How do you like your steak?
Like if someone's cooking it
If you
fucking properly.
you cook
Rare.
How do you eat your
That's
steak?
rare.
I'm asking you a steak.
Rare.
Rare, nigga. How you eat your steak?
Medium rare.
I go
Yeah,
medium
see?
rare. I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut that shit.
Rare.
I want a little. I want a little
Fucking
bit.
shit.
Rare, bro.
Still
Rare.
fucking red.
Rare.
Bloody red.
Man. No, what are you talking
I do
about?
my shit
Y'all like
in
salad
fucking
too, huh?
Garlic and shallots, bro. That's how I steer my some garlic and
That's the only
shallots. and some
salad
butter
I'll
in the
eat.
pan, and it's
Season
seasoned.
Season with the
Throw that
steak.
shit.
Yeah, see the mistake. I swear to
You
God,
pulled
that's
off
all
with
the
a
salad I
fucking
eat.
hard pan.
I love.
sear.
Yeah.
Hey, you ready for this?
Fucking love
Yup.
that shit.
Yes, you got me. You got
Yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah.
You ever had anchovies?
Yeah,
Talk
let's
about
go with
taste, man.
anchovies as long as
I
they're
can't.
good
I can't eat
quality.
them. I can't eat anchovies. I can't eat tuna.
Yeah,
either.
see?
I'm actually. I think I'm allergic.
We given the choice,
Okay,
I would say without.
if you allergic, okay, I can accept
Well,
that.
see, we also have ulcerative colitis, and now it depends on what.
Yeah.
Well, since I was 19.
Yeah,
But
see,
you know what? One thing I had once that I love, but I'm afraid to eat it again, is beef Wellington. And the reason why is because I had it in New Zealand.
What was
And that
that?
shit was delicious.
Are you worried?
Oh
Are you
my-
worried that nothing?
And it probably ruins any, like, I'm afraid to try it here because I would hate it. Because it doesn't reach the
I think it
level.
would turn you off, like the idea of ever eating another.
I would be like,
Wellington.
dude, I have to go like to New Zealand or England to eat that now. Because that was the real shit. And that was some good shit. And that was the first time I had it. And then when I come back over here, I'm like, I don't know if I want, because it was so great before.
Hey, Lance.
And if I eat this and I get disappointed, I won't be pissed.
Hey, Lance, I got a question.
Yeah, well,
Okay, you say that you slept on the floor and shit like that.
yeah.
And you travel, like, how did I make that possible?
Well, acting is a great way to travel the world and be broke.
Okay.
So when I was in New Zealand, I was in a TV show. And I was there for the first Trump election. And then I was there for when
What show?
Christchurch.
I can look it up.
Well, the working title was Palestine, but then they changed it. I forgot what they changed it to. But Palestine is a place in fucking California. It was like one of those history shows where it was half fictional narrative and half like some professor talking shit. Yeah. But yeah, no, I was over there, and then in Christ, they actually gained land that year because the tsunami hit. Well, tsunami was the fault lines. Like, so fault lines can go sideways or can go up, right? Over there, it goes up. So that's what happened, and it created a tsunami. And where I was at, I was in Petone, which is right next to Wellington, which is where we was filming shit. And then on the other side of the island was Christchurch, kind of on the head on that one, but like the settlers came over there, they're like, this is Christchurch, But it hit there. But what they was afraid of, the waves were going to come back, so I was there for that, man. And like
the waves come back.
Well, see, like how I knew what was happening was so the way they do it. First floor is floor 0. Second floor is floor 1. So I was in floor 3. And I was sitting there, and I should have been asleep because I had to go to set the next morning, or early that morning. And then the whole building started to sway. And the thing is, they have earthquakes every day. So when you're walking there, you're just standing, you're going to feel a little rumble because they have like a little earthquake. So they had to make their buildings to withstand it. So we're in the building to feel still. And then old buildings that didn't have that, you would be sitting there and I would start, you're like, what the fuck? Just like that shit. So the fact that hotel was swaying meant it was a problem.
So the earthquake canceled your show or
Tsunami.
Tsunami canceled?
Earthquake is on land. Tsunami is
you just brought up earthquake and
well, it's because so the tsunami was the problem.
So the tsunami canceled your show?
Well, it went down. It was supposed to be there for 2 months, and it made it a month and a half. So it sucks because it showed
you
my
got
face.
anything filmed?
Yeah, we got a lot filmed.
So,
but I was like featured. So my face was there, my body was there, but I had no line.
Okay.
Yeah, and then occasionally like I would get killed. So the film industry is a bit different than the United States. So
you was
like
a extra?
Future. They call it future because they don't have to pay me shit for like royalties. They didn't have no money. Yeah. So like if you're watching a movie and you see someone in the movie but they don't really have lines, or they kind of go, but
You
they
have
don't
to
say
have your
words.
SAG card.
No, you don't really need that. But if you say something, then that's how you can get your SAG card actually. But this is in New Zealand, so there's 2 ways to do it, right? If you film.
You speak English out there? Or did they get script in
It's
English?
speaking English.
Yeah?
So,
Just had to ask.
yeah.
New Zealand.
What do you think New Zealand's like?
Well,
I'm interested.
I'm just curious.
Speak
I'm
New
just
Zealand.
interested.
No, I'm really interested. Like,
I
what do
know,
you
I'm
think New
just
Zealand's like?
interested in just learning about you. That you're saying that you was acting.
Yeah.
And, like, I just don't know where your background is, bro. That's
What do you
all.
mean background?
Just look all over, bro.
Like how you come from, like you said, where you was born in Minneapolis.
Yeah, I traveled.
And like you said, your people was poor, you travel.
You can travel and be poor.
He
Like my mom had a job, and that's how things got paid.
Was it just your mom?
Yeah.
Is that why you consider yourself poor?
No, because financially there wasn't a lot of money. Sometimes,
Well,
well, see,
your
you
mom financially.
you just be smart. Sometimes my mom would be like, hey, look, what's in the fridge? That food? That's the food for the month. And we don't have cable this month. That's it. And you just live with it. And then you just moved on and you just kept going. And then I started working when I was 13, so I had my own money.
How many
And I would help
brothers
pay
and
with
sisters
bills.
You have siblings?
Yeah, I got a little brother.
Just one?
Yeah.
How many?
I got one.
Just one?
Well, I mean, I got like another one, but I didn't know him until I was an adult.
What did your mom do for work?
She was a social worker.
Social work.
Occasionally, she even worked for the pipe trash. Seems like very suspicious.
She just doesn't lie about it.
I don't understand why you don't think it lines up.
he's a couple years older than you.
And if you look on my
That's fine.
well, dude, you can look on my IMDb page.
That's,
I got some. I acted in the full-length movie in Pro.
Yeah, you've been doing acting since you got before you
How
probably got out of high
long-
school.
No, how old were you when you started acting?
Definitely in my 20s. See, at first I went to school for criminology, so I wanted to be in the tribal work. But then I just kept getting into fucking movies. And then when I couldn't pay for college no more, that's when I just started putting out for roles. And then after eventually I started getting them.
How did you get to New Zealand?
Well, see, this is where you gotta be smart when you work, right? You gotta not be an asshole. So I did some background work in like West Virginia, right? And then after we was done, I walked up to the director when the director was walking past me, and I just said, "Hey, it was great working here. Thanks for having me on." I shook his hand, and then I left. And then it wasn't until I was in New Zealand again. So I was going to this guy, I think Sutherland. I still have him like on Facebook, and he got me that. He actually got me over to Alaska too, and it was through him. So I was just putting out for any acting job I could.
Out there?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, here's the thing. You got to know the scams too.
Yeah.
You never pay money. They pay you. I'm the talent. You pay me.
Right.
So if they're like, hey, you have to pay for this, I'm like, no, because it's not how it works.
Right.
Like I saved enough money to fly over to West Virginia because I know I needed the connection.
Do you use an agency?
No, you use the internet. Like, here's the thing that people don't fucking get. Like, you gotta create your own profile.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot
You
of people don't.
self-promote.
Yeah,
Well,
like,
now in the day and age of the internet, like that's the same thing. I would say that's the same way that record labels died. Agencies have probably
well,
gone down too.
music is also very different too. Like, they screw you over differently.
Well, music,
But it's pretty much the same.
Well, I mean, like nowadays, I can go online and get a label, build my I can go onto a website and be like, that's my label immediately, and I can go right then and there.
Yeah.
And the terms are laid out in front of me that I retain all my ownership.
Yeah.
That I have royalties that I get, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like it's my product.
Yeah.
That's why whenever I distribute you, I have to put out my name as the artist, and then also my name as the composer.
Well, see, here's all you do. You go online, you look at acting stuff, you put it out there for it. And when I first got hired, I was very cautious because I was like, okay, is this a scam? Do a scam me some way? And then I just kind of went through it until I got on set, and then I realized, oh, no, this shit's legit. And at first, you start in background, so you kind of figure out what the fuck's going on, how it is on set, and then you just you don't be an asshole. You let yourself be known respectively, and then you just keep fucking hustling. And I had more energy back then because I had ulcerative colitis, but I had energy just to work through it.
Right.
So when I was in West Virginia, I saw the director, and I was like, I said that, and that was it. They flew me back, and then when that came up, I submitted for it, and then I got hired, and I was like, holy shit, I'm going to New Zealand. And when I was there, I realized it was the same fucking director. And I was like, oh, it must have been when I told them, hey, because they said I slimly got in because a lot of people were going in there. And so I was looking with other dish actors. Some of them are on Yellowstone.
Right.
One actor, his name's Moses. He's funny as fuck. He's also Lakota. It's nice.
You and I-
Dude, go on IMDb. Yeah, it will show the movie I was in, which is a shitty fucking movie, dude. The director did not know
Shout
what the
it
fuck he
out
was
if
doing.
you want other.
No,
Oh.
don't watch it. It sucked. You
Oh.
can read it on IMDb, but just let you know, warning if you choose to watch it, it's a shitty fucking movie.
That's respect then. Like if you admit, like, oh look, this was shit.
Yeah.
But I did my best and I fucking learned, but it was shit, you know.
And what I found out was plays were more available for me. So when I was in Alaska, I was in Perseverance Theater, and this play called Winterberry.
So would improv kind of be up your alley, or?
You know, surprisingly, not as much improv. Though I
Okay.
want to. I gotta take classes.
So were you a writer on a couple of movies?
Some of them, yeah.
But I mean,
Well, you gotta understand those are independent, and you're not
no.
But IMDb is actually legit because I didn't know I had an IMDb page until my mother came up to me once. She's like, "You know you have an IMDb page?" I was like, "What?" And then I looked on it, and I had a fucking IMDb page.
Do you think? I mean, it's kind of out there, but do you think like being Native American has any effect on like people watching or giving you the roles?
Yeah. I mean,
I
ultimately.
mean,
Well, see, here's the hard thing, right?
but I mean, I don't disagree with them because like you're right for the role.
I understand anything about agreeing or disagree. I'm just saying, like,
Oh, I'm just saying.
it depends on like what the project is, right? And when, particularly if you are writing something fictional,
Okay.
they're not listening.
Well, that's cool. They are. The crowd. Everyone else is.
Yeah. Damn, man, this trust straight out the back, dude.
No, I was actually more curious to
This
see.
fucking sucks.
I just wanted to see what was out there about you.
Yeah, not much. Most of my stuff was plays. Like, you're not going to see Winterbear on there because IMDb
Well, I mean,
is for
it's not
big
just
production.
trust. I mean, just
Yeah.
Yeah,
For me,
yeah,
it's
flashing
actually
your
sheer
voices.
curiosity. The second you said you had an IMDb page, I'm like, that's fucking
Dude,
dope.
Ted fucking doesn't do it when I'm
This is,
talking.
well, I just wanted to ask you, like, being able to look a little bit further. What was it like working on One versus One?
That's how I knew it was a shitty fucking project, man. Because when you have a lead actress telling the director who to put the fucking camera, and the director doing that, that's how I knew it was a shitty fucking thing. Because the guy had no vision. Like she was dictating most of it, but I'm like, dude, you're paying her. He put up a lot of money to make that fucking movie, and she dictated a lot. And I'm not saying like, but at the same time, if she doesn't have faith in her director, shit, I would probably be doing the same because she was the lead actress. I was a supporting role, so I enjoyed it while I was doing it.
So it's like two directors.
Well, see, like in our scene, she kind of took more of a back seat because of how the scenes were. Like I was really into, I think, maybe I know one for sure. No, I wasn't in two scenes because she was giving me a lap dance in one of them, and it was kind of and the other one, it was like me. I played a bit of a scumbag, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, but like in the other scene,
Where's the show?
somebody said they watched it over and over, and I don't want to give up. Again, it's a shitty fucking movie. I want you guys to see something that I'm actually proud of.
I'm actually.
I do not want to watch.
So
look it up. And
we don't have to talk about what you and I have in the works right now. But
Yeah.
I'm really excited for what we have and what the
Yeah.
future was going to bring for us. Because I mean,
Yeah.
I see with you. I see the future of not just not to say that being an actor is just, but I'm indicating it with like a level. Not just an actor, but like I see you as being able to be a fantastic director and a writer.
Thank you.
Because I read your screenplays and I'm like I can see it. I can see how you want to frame it, and then you explain to me how you're very good at what you want. What do you want your
And that's what I wanted from that director, but I didn't get it. So I was still holding skepticism, and I think about 2 years later, it was in the LA Film Festival. So I went there.
Just to hop in on that, do you think that inspired now having that negative experience with that director? Do you think that helped you build a better idea of how you wanted to be a director now? Do you think that played a crucial role?
Yeah, well, I don't know if it was crucial, but it definitely reminded me that you can learn better from a bad movie than you can from a good movie. Because you have in your head what you think is going to happen, what you want to happen. And then when you actually see it happen, you realize, oh, it's shit. Like, so when I do see some, like, dialogue, like in some movies where I'm like, I would have written that. And that was horrible. That sucks. Like, that's why I know my dialogue needs work.
Because it doesn't seem natural.
Yeah, and then also it just feels fake.
Right, it doesn't seem natural. It feels fake or forced, maybe.
Yeah, or like you're like
Or
spoon-feeding.
cheesy.
Yeah, spoon feeding.
Okay, or
You know.
like too typical.
All of the above.
Like a little.
It depends on the cheesy ass fucking dialogue. But
It
then
could
yes.
be a little bit like 2.5 Men, where it's just like set, like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, like a bad
Yeah.
a bad sitcom episode. Yeah.
Yeah, bad sitcom.
Because I like 2.5 Men, but some of them I'm like, dude, is the brother that pathetic?
Well,
Could he never get laid?
Well,
Like,
are the writers that fucking lazy? Like,
Yeah.
just a single old recycled
Some
shit.
good
But
character development in the story is very crucial.
yeah, but that's why I like to show Community.
Community's good.
Because they knew, like, hey, no, these people have to grow sometime, and if they stay the same, they're kind of psychotic for it. Like, but that was, like, the anti-sitcom before like, all of it died.
Have you ever seen Arrested Development?
No, I keep hearing it's great, though.
It's really good, and the funny thing
that's
is, there's a lot of characters that don't change, and you see where that lands them up years
Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's almost expert writing. It's like being able to be so self-aware of your characters that you think, okay, these characters aren't going to change at all. They're fucked. Like they're fucked. You know, I feel like, I feel like that puts such a good emphasis in life. It's just life is all about growth. And if you stay the same and don't change, you're gonna go fucking insane.
No, that's 100% true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, no, I mean, that is true, man. I have changed a lot since then, but, dude, it was great. So, like, it is a great profession to be broke and travel the world because they pay you. So when I was going to Alaska, they paid for my flight, they paid for my rehearsals, they gave me a weekly stipend. So a lot of times, like when I was in New Zealand, I just lived off the stipend. So it was direct deposit, but when I got there, they left an envelope of $500. And dude, their money is crazy. I gotta bring it to you, show you, because the dollar bills, you can see right through some of it. It's holographic, it's very smooth. And if you crumple it up like our dollar bills, which is really bad, they say just put it into the dryer, it straightens right the fuck out.
Yeah, there's some European currency like that.
There's some cool shit.
South American too.
Yeah, man. So I was like, holy shit. So I just lived off that. So I was like, okay, I'm going to the local grocery store, which that's how I found out they don't do pennies. Yeah, they just round
Most
up or round
countries,
down.
yeah, if that. Some countries don't even do like to the dollar.
And just like Canada, they got the pictures of dead people and people's teeth on like cigarette packets and shit.
Really?
Yeah, like no logo, just the picture. Like this could be you. Kind of shit. I was like, holy shit, look, I don't smoke cigarettes.
Actually, honestly though, I feel like there needs to be a heavy discouragement against fucking nicotine and cigarettes. I feel like
They should put like a super happy face on like a box of condoms. This could be you.
Dude,
this could be you.
That's where they need like celebrity endorsement. You know, Brad Pitt's face like on a condom. You could be this guy wearing this condom.
You could be Brad Pitt entering this woman.
Yeah. Man. See,
Are you wearing a pit?
yeah, man. Yeah, dude. Like they could be doing shit like that, man. Yeah.
No, that could be a brand. It's a double entendre. Pits.
It's
I'm wearing the Shinobi.
You were the Shinobi? Is that like a cock ring or what?
Just straight raw dog.
But dude,
Does
Kiwis
it sound
are
like a
nice.
lightsaber?
Raw dog.
Yeah, but dude, Kiwis are chill, dude. They call themselves Kiwis. Yeah, dude. They're nice people, dude. I loved it over
I've
there.
heard about the Kiwi.
Dude, they're fucking great. It's a great country, man.
Some good actors came from that.
Yeah, man. But most movies, like Avatar, was filmed there.
Really?
Other than Lord of the Rings, like a lot of American movies go there because it's kind of like how they move out of California, because of the union thing.
Yeah.
So what they do, what some
taxes.
shows do, and how they hire me, is they do it non-union first. They make the show, and then they sell it to the studio, so they don't have to worry about any of the union laws or union rules. Because then all the studio did was just buy that,
Right.
and it was already made. So they're just buying the product. And then all their stuff that's union, that's where they have to do the rules and shit.
It's a kind of loophole, eh?
It is, yeah. And actually, that's how I realized
Do you think that
how
benefited you,
restricted
or-
it is here in the United States
Yeah.
for all actors. That's why I think we see most British and foreign actors. So, like, when I was over there, the guy who picked you up in the car from the hotel sometimes was a background actor. Sometimes helped create the set, right?
Mhm.
Here in the United States, the driver is one job. You get paid one salary. That's your only job. And if you end up being a background,
Big
that's
budget.
two separate jobs. And you have to
Big
get paid
budget,
separately. And so it's just too much paperwork and bullshit that you're just really confined. So it's
Do you
either
think that's
you're,
to limit the industry. Do you think that's why to keep it
But is
under
it-
direct control?
it's also, what was it, Catch 44?
Catch 22.
Catch 22. I doubled it because fuck.
Well, you drinking too many Colt 44s.
That's, yeah, man.
44.
It's usually exact. Yeah. But dude,
You don't think that Hollywood's dead though?
it's just Hollywood always changes.
No, Hollywood's dead though. Hollywood's dying.
No,
and
no.
They're gonna die completely with this AI.
I don't think so because that's when I talked about how everything's kind of the same. Kind of already did it, but we just didn't see it yet. So they're still in. It's just they changed the face. But like this is how it works, right? In order to get a union job,
We're doing a podcast, and there are podcasts out there pulling in 10 million more views.
well, you just gotta know the history of Hollywood, right? So what happened was first it started no studio system, right? You actually had a lot of female directors in the silent era of movies. There actually was a lot of female directors. And it's because they didn't know how to make it was only Nickelodeon. Which was you had like a minute-long movie at most. And so there was just Nickelodeon because you paid a nickel to see it. And so they didn't know how to make a lot more money off of that. So then you had the Charlie Chaplin coming in and all that. And you had a lot of female directors. And it wasn't until that racist movie, Birth of a Nation, that showed you this could be 4 hours long, guys. And then that was like a big fucking deal. Because they were like, yo, this is like several hours. And what they did, and that's how they started production, was they did one reel, and that's how they knew to glue it onto another.
Wizard of Oz
And then they
changed
did-
things too.
But before that, before that movie, it wasn't the studio system. But once that movie happened, and the studios realized they can make this money, because that was and that was kind of the birth of the Ku Klux Klan, was from that movie. Like, the Ku Klux Klan never burned crosses until that movie. Because the guy who directed it, who was part of the M and MGM, he knew he needed something spectacular to see on film. And he was like, and it was at night, so like, oh, what if you put a burning cross? And then now that's here. So like that is movies inflicting on an hate group now. But after that, that's when they realized,
out this mask.
no.
I can't see fucking shit in this thing.
Yeah. And then they see Growth the Nation like, dude, we can burn crosses, guys.
I thought it was
these
because the
masks.
Nazis weren't crosses.
Well, this is Ku Klux Klan.
They-
I know, but
Cletus
they're
did.
neo-Nazis.
Cletus's wife
so
made
that's
it.
why
This
they-
was before Nazism existed. And in fact, before Germany became a country. Guys, did you know that Germany is younger than America? The United States is older than Germany.
Yeah.
So this was before Germany existed, so there was no Nazis.
Well, and they change constantly over there. You know, the
Yeah.
countries.
But dude, we're older than Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah. So World War I and II is kind of they were the new guys, and they wanted to colonize Africa just like everybody else, but they wouldn't let them. So then they started World War I. Well, other than there was more shit into
The
it.
assassination.
Yeah, they Franz Ferdinand. Yeah. So with the movies after that became studio, right? And then there was no female directors then, and it was mostly men. But then after like the 50s, like people got stale. They're like, we don't like this. It's boring. People started going to the movies. So then they went independent. So then you have the 1970s and 1960s independent movies.
When you've got that right down there, you keep grabbing it like you keep like a stick shift.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But in the 60s and the 70s was independent era movies, right?
Kind
Like kind of the 60s, definitely in the
Kinda.
70s.
What about like the Clint Eastwood? I mean, that was his era, and that was all studio.
And it was independent because see, the Fistful of Dollars is a foreign film. It was an Italian production, filmed in Mexico with an American actor. Because the guy who directed Sergio Leone is Italian. That's why they synced the lips on that. Like, did you know that Italian films at the time did not film audio as they filmed picture? They lip synced it. And so in that movie, that's why if you watch it, sometimes the lips don't match because they lip synced it.
It's hard nowadays with like the help of AI, like actual.
Well, it's easier with AI now. But like back then, they literally that's
You
why
know,
they
it's hard
synced
to tell the difference.
Oh,
Because
okay. I didn't finish. I didn't hear the rest of the sentence, man.
Yes.
But that was in the independent era. So technically, Fistful of Dollars is in the foreign film.
Okay, and
a
then,
few dollars
then
more.
in the 80s, what would you say?
That was when the studio system kicked back up. That's when you had all the 80s action movies. That was the studio system. Those shitty movies.
Ninja Turtles.
Same fucking. Oh, that was in the 90s. The
Well,
Ninja Turtle,
no,
90s Ninja
original.
Turtle movies. Shit.
The 80s, you Ferris Bueller,
Studio run movies.
Animal House.
Studio run movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the studios realized they learned from the independent filmmakers, then modified that, and then people got bored again. Because then you had Sylvester
Who made Back to
Stallone
the
and
Future?
all that.
Okay, but now
Spielberg?
this still doesn't quite answer because my original question there,
Yeah.
when I asked you, was how do you explain that Hollywood is not now dead? With the fact that AI can look just off a prompt, you could tell it, hey, look, describe the whole movie, The Godfather, to AI right now, and they're talking in 6 months, it can create the whole movie, character, script, and it's just off a prompt.
Wow, that's not a good example because that movie already exists. There's a lot to go back on. But
No, but you could just totally make some shit up. Hey, there was a flying dinosaur.
What's an example of what it made up, though? The whole movie made up.
Oh,
that's the important part.
I showed you that AI with Dragon Ball Z that was completely.
But that's based off of existing. Something new that no one has.
No,
seen.
it wasn't.
That's true.
This story was just they took the story. It was an offshoot.
They took something that already happened.
I will agree with Lance in the fact of the matter that AI right now, as we
Right now, but they're talking 6 to 12 months.
Well, to answer your question, because I didn't finish it because it kept interrupting, right? Like you do. You know what I mean? Like that's how it happens. So what I was saying is that Hollywood, when everything goes independent, they just learn, and then they just redo it. Like that's why YouTube, you can't say kill, you have to say undead or unalive. You can't even say dead. Like before, there was a time where YouTube was truly free. Well, it's more free than it is now. You can say murder. You can say whatever.
Well, it
You
depends
can say
if
a
you
bunch
want
of
to be
stuff.
monetized, actually.
And that's how they went. You want the money. You want the ad money. So that's all TV was. Like Friends made its money because advertisers pay the studio money and say, hey, this is a popular show, so more eyes are going to see our ads, so we're paying you more money to pay the show runners and for you guys to pocket
I
money.
got a theory for you right now.
So that's how it stays in
In
that.
relation to all this, since you were talking about how it was like the studios learned from the independent artists. I think that we're going into this next stage of the independent artist. Like the independent, and then the studios will learn from that again, and it'll be
It goes up and down, up and
We're
down.
already there, though. I go home, I don't watch anything. Nobody gives a shit about Hollywood, in my opinion. I'm flipping through and I'm watching the Bigfoot vlogs and just laughing my ass off. And then I'll flip through and I'll watch like some current events or, I'm just watching videos and shorts on YouTube.
Let's be real, right? Like we had in that era where with Sylvester Stallone and all that, where everyone got bored. That's where we're at right now. Everyone's kind of fucking bored of anything Hollywood cranks out because it's all a trope.
Well,
and then also, like in the 90s, they were saying the same thing. Like, dude, this is the studios don't have control anymore, man. You see Tarantino, you said Robert Rodriguez, you see all these independent filmmakers, and how that's different is that they didn't have family members in the film industry, right? Now, like, Nicolas Cage is Francis Ford Coppola's nephew. So he changed his last name to Cage because he didn't want to be associated with Coppola.
Yeah.
His own daughter is also an Oscar winner director who also acted in the third Godfather movie. It was too soon for her. She shouldn't have acted in that fucking movie.
Well, that's why I think it will give rise to shows like ours because people are going to watch more independent things. And the people that watch this and kind of vibe with what we have to say or how we think or the way we say things. Because there's always those people, man. You watch them and you're like, dude, I get it. I get that person. I vibe with them. And so it's going to be, and this is like twice a week, man. It's instant, news and it's
But that's
conversation.
also where it goes to the question. And I was listening, and I listened to a lot of James Bond. He's a riot writer, like in the 60s.
You said James Bond?
James Baldwin.
Oh, okay.
He's a poet and he's a writer.
My bad.
And one of
I
his
know who that
speeches
is.
was the integrity of the artist. And I think that part is something everyone's got to look at themselves at. I mean, one of the things he says is like, do you want to make money? Do you want to be a writer? And the difference is honesty. Like that's so like for stuff that I want to do it honestly, which is very hard. Which is not something I can do like twice a week. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I think some of the hard part about podcasts and stuff is people act authentic or think what authenticity
Yeah, but
looks
we're
like.
not out to make money.
I'm not talking about us. I'm just talking.
Oh.
No,
So
exactly.
like where after a while people then start to feel the fakeness of people trying to be authentic.
Look at my thigh.
Oh, people can sense that.
I think we're gonna just wrap it up for the night. Just to tie it all back together, I think we've all talked pretty well about the fact that stagnant energy makes no money. Stagnant energy does no contribution. So growth is the way to go. And I
Excuse me.
I didn't bring out my singing bowls tonight, but that's okay.
Damn, you fucking idiot.
They're upstairs.
There's something wrong with you.
I had to come home straight up work. And
I know what you did. You
What?
was banging some cheeks.
I got off work and I had to Lance got here while I was setting everything up.
Yeah, dude. And plus, after the jobs, man, there's a lot of people, a lot of grown ass men and bitch, dude.
All right, so
They come to our job, man.
we're gonna tie it up there. But thank you for tuning in for episode 11. Just to go ahead and plug all the socials that we need. We have our 3-star review on
YouTube.
On YouTube.
At 3-star with the number 3
Yep.
star review. Hit us, like us, subscribe if you want to.
You have to. You have
No,
fucking
dude,
choice.
I don't want pity subscribe.
You have no fucking choice.
And then
Shut the fuck
You better fucking do it.
And
Subscribe
then
to us, bitch.
racist.
the last thing. If you like the intro and the outro, you can check out anything else.
And I'm the one doing the shorts. Let me know. Comment on them and let me know like if I can make them better or if you want to see more of Chino. If you want to see him with his shirt off, we can definitely hook that up for next episode.
I'll get ripped for y'all
Yeah, shirt off we can definitely do.
in a matter of 3 days.
Not a problem.
I'll hit the gym.
But just to finish
24
up,
hours a day.
If you like the intro and the outro, look me up on SoundCloud and Spotify, 7H3 Chazzy. And
Chino B300 on YouTube.
Y'all have a fantastic rest of your night.